Food and Drug Administration is taking a fresh look at how it defines healthy. The government plans to ask Americans what they think about using the term healthy on food labels. One online store is trying to build its business on healthy living and promises to make it more affordable. Thrive Market offers natural and organic groceries, beauty, cleaning, and personal care products and supplements. Co-founders and co-CEOs Gunnar, Lovelace, and Nick Green are here. Good morning.
It's great to be here with you guys.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
So Nick, Fortune magazine said, quote, if Costco and Whole Foods had an online baby, it would look something like startup Thrive. Not bad. How does it work?
So it's a membership model, just like Costco. You pay $60 a year, and you get access to the best natural and organic products that you'd find in a place like Whole Foods. But we ship them anywhere in the country for free, and we ship them at wholesale prices. So you're buying Whole Foods type products at the price that you buy a conventional product.
But there's always so much emphasis, Gunnar, on fresh stuff. The fact that you guys are focusing on non-perishables, I think, is very interesting to a lot of people.
Yeah, it really makes the model work a lot more efficiently. So we cut out all the middlemen. We buy directly from the brands. And normal supply chain is manufacturers, brokers, distributors, retail markup. And so we get to cut that all out. We break even on the product savings and then charge a membership model. And then for every paid membership, we give a membership away to a low-income family.
You were rejected by some investors. What was their problem in terms of seeing what you saw?
They didn't get it, right? Investors in Silicon Valley and Los Angeles and New York said, wait, why can't I just go to Whole Foods, right? There's one on the corner. But for a lot of people in the Midwest and the Southeast and other parts of the country, they don't have that option, or even if they do, they can't afford the prices.
So your market is people who don't have access to.
Our market is mainstream, middle class, middle American families who are on a budget.
And what was interesting is when we were rejected, we had to really pivot and do some soul searching. How are we going to grow the business? So instead, we brought on 200 bloggers as investors in the business, and we always knew that influence marketing was going to be part of what we did, but it just forced us to get really good at coalition building in a different way.
And what's interesting to me about that is you said the bloggers are more important to your business than any celebrity endorsement that you could get. Why is that?
Because they're authentic.
They're real people.
They're real people. Our biggest blogger is a 29-year-old mother of 4. She lives in rural Kentucky.
KatieWellnessMama.com.
Mm-hmm. And she has 6 million unique visitors to her site every month. So she's authentic. She's living the lifestyle herself. She's been on a budget. And other moms that are looking to get healthy and make their families healthy look to her for advice.
And they understood the model. I mean, they are in the business of sharing healthy information with their audiences, and their audiences say, we want to live the lifestyle, but we can't afford to do it, or we're not near a health food store.
What's the delivery time?
It's 2 days or less for about 85% of our members. So we have a warehouse in Indiana. We have one in California. We ship anywhere in the country. And it's very, very fast. And it's free over $50. So if you have an order over $50, which about 95% of our orders are, you get it for free.
It's interesting that most of your customers are women and the so-called mom demographic. How powerful is that demographic in terms of marketing to them and how they're driving the economy?
And what do you two know about women?
Well, I grew up with a single mom, so very, very poor, and saw how hard she worked to make healthy choices. And women are the heads of the households typically. They're leading the evolutionary process for our species. They're the ones that go to yoga, eat healthy foods. It's the Neanderthals are slowly coming along with that. But I think women are in an amazing position to really care and be informed. They want to vote with their dollars. They want to support companies that they understand the supply chains, that are non-toxic for their families. And I think there's a real awakening happening.
But I think the two of you together is also interesting. Nick got a perfect score on his SAT. Gunnar took his 6 times. Nick's graduated from Harvard. Gunnar dropped out of college, started his first company, though. Nick grew up in the suburbs of Minneapolis. Gunnar grew up in a hippie commune in Ojai, California.
It's all true.
Nick is allergic to chocolate, and Gunnar is addicted. But
it's
the two of you...
Tweedledee and Tweedledum here.
So how long have you two been a couple?
2 years, almost to a day.
And you met... I just assume you were long-term friends, but you're not.
No, we actually met through Thrive Market. Gunnar was out there pitching even before we met, and he originally pitched me as an investor. And about 10 minutes into the spiel, I said, wait, stop. I'll invest on one condition. He said, "What's that?" And I said, "Take me with you." I
And
wanna
the
do this.
prices you say are pretty good, Gunnar.
Yeah, so you can go to Thrive Market and get healthy food at the same price as conventional products for the first time in history, shipped to your home for free.
All right, I think you've got one of the great names, Gunnar Lovelace. I didn't know if you were a porn star, athlete, singer,
All
rock
the
star,
above.
all of the above. All right, own
Whatever
it.
makes you thrive.
That's right,
Whatever
you own
makes
it.
you thrive.
Gunnar and Nick Green, thank you very
Yeah,
much
it's
for
great
coming
to
to the
be
table.
here.
Congratulations.